Hey, look who's back. It's the grizzled, Dishonored-inspired character head that I made from my sculpting and texturing series of videos that was almost over a year ago now. He looks like he's been doing pretty good. I haven't had a reason to bring him back for anything. It's not like he's missing anything major that I couldn't, So yeah, our boy needed a head of hair, and nothing I tried was working. Luckily, the people at WingFox were generous enough to let me take a look at a tutorial that would hopefully solve my problems once and for all. Please stop looking at me like that. Enter Konrad Hetko's course on real-time, game-ready hair creation using Blender. In this video, Konrad goes over the full process of creating a highly detailed hair asset, which can even be used for realistic game characters in engines such as Unreal and Unity. Konrad will quickly take you through the full process of generating hair particles, baking out texture maps, creating hair cards, and then quickly detailing and grooming out a full hair asset for your video game character. Now, why I really think you should get this tutorial is because there have been so few good tutorials out there on how to create realistic hair assets for video game characters, especially when it comes to using Blender. Prior to this, I was able to find a number of tutorials on how to create realistic hair for CG characters that were in no way optimal for game engines, and I was also able to find tutorials on how to create stylized hair that was more sculptural using curves and taper objects. But I wasn't able to find a way to create a realistic hair asset that was optimized for game engines using Blender. And this was something I had seen done in other software packages, but I was still unsure how I could translate it into my current Blender pipeline. For me, I found this tutorial very simple and easy to follow. However, it might not be for absolute beginners, as it's not really meant to hold your hands with explaining the basics of things such as particle systems, baking, or materials. Now, I wasn't all too familiar with particle systems or generating hair in Blender, and even I wouldn't have minded if a few things were explained a little bit more in depth. But after watching through the tutorial the first time, it was pretty easy to pick up on everything, and I was able to just play around for myself and was able to follow the process very easily. And overall, this is a very simple method for generating fairly realistic hair assets for video game characters in a way that somewhat likens to X-Gen Maya. However, if you're moderately proficient with Blender, you'll have no problems following this tutorial, and you'll probably even figure out a few ways you can do a couple things faster. After watching this tutorial, it took me about an hour to generate some hair particles, bake out the texture maps, create the hair cards, and then start grooming out this nifty little toupee to cover for our character's male pattern baldness. And that really wasn't all that bad for a first try, but afterwards I took a break to play some God of War, which got me thinking, I don't have a beard. Okay, now that's just awesome. So, if you want to expand your skills as a character artist in Blender, then I definitely recommend checking out Konrad's tutorial. Use the link in the description below and also support the channel in the process. Also, take that nifty little coupon code to get a sweet discount at checkout. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe.